everybody? Welcome to the Geekiverse show. We are talking Gotham and our mid-season preview today. I'm Josiah Leroy. With me, the Russian Roulette, Valona Trachtenberg, Jamie Leroy, and Pete Hurd. The second hour is silent, folks. Does that make you grumpy?
Sounds the same as the first hour.
I disagree. Thought it was here, eh? Pete the Hill, eh? Pete the Hill.
He's right.
So,
I had a boss who used to mispronounce it, and he said to me, I'm trying to pronounce the second hour.
Her.
He did.
You're making that up.
I'm like, dude,
Two syllables.
sounds the same as the first hour.
I think you're full of crap.
I'm not.
Okay. Well then.
Not about this.
Okay, fair enough. So, pretty awesome first half of the second season, I think. We talked about this in late November, and I watched that show just to catch up a little bit because it's been a long time, really, for...
Pissed me right off.
This is
Like,
way too big of a pause.
Seriously.
I was
Again,
way
with the
too
grump.
long. What is up with
I
that?
was looking at my time hop from about a month ago, and I was like, "Oh yay, a new year and a return to Gotham!" Like it's way too late to say New Year, New Gotham.
If your
because
show's
it's
on
end of
time hop,
February.
you've got a problem. That's not good.
My time hop's just like a laundry basket. I just throw stuff in it, and then I look at it again later.
Point is, way
I'm
too
low tech.
long.
Low tech grumpy geek.
Yeah, we'll get you there. It's okay. It's what the Geekiverse is here for. So, there were really not a ton of cliffhangers, in my opinion, but there's a lot of loose ends, if that makes sense. We know we're going to see Mr. Freeze. We know we're going to see Hugo Strange. We don't really know what happens with Barbara so far. Firefly is in that weird underground sort of...
She's in purgatory.
Yeah, we don't really know what's going on with that.
With what's his name? With Theo Gallivan, with
The umbrella?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that happened too. I mean, there's a lot to
That
talk
underground
about.
place doesn't seem like a fun place to be.
No, it seems like, I would say if you're there, you're probably in bad shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be experimented on.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Hugo Strange has something to do with that, because in the Arkham video games, that's exactly where he is. He's experimenting on various things, torture, trying to control people. I think that's where that's going.
And who's playing Hugo Strange? It's somebody big. Who is it?
I don't know.
My God, we need a research department! Somebody look up who's playing Hugo Strange.
We know who's playing Mr. Freeze
We do know who's playing Mr. Freeze.
from your favorite show, House of Cards.
My least favorite show, House of Cards.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I thought it was your favorite show.
No.
A little unclear on that one.
Incorrect. I don't know what's to be unclear of. The show sucks. All right. But he didn't suck in the show.
It's a good point to bring up Bruner, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is Bruner? Oh, he's leaving.
He's
Never
probably
mind.
watching House of Cards.
I'm putting a chalk outline when he's gone. It's going to be the
Right on
Bruner
the
Do you have
chalk
red
outline.
chalk?
Huh?
Red chalk. For ginger.
A ginger chalk outline.
So who's playing?
Mr. Freeze, Nathan Darrow. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's not huge credits. Like his IMDb page is, I mean, it's longer than mine, but it's not.
But not much longer than mine.
It's not longer than, say for example, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who also played Mr. Freeze, albeit badly.
Now he's coming back to Gotham.
I think this guy looks good. The trailer that's been bounced around the past couple days is with the police officer. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, he looks badass.
Yeah, and that's no suit or anything. He shows the gun and stuff like that. So, I think the what might be nice about second half of the season is the pace might slow down just a touch. Like first half of the season was pretty freaking intense,
It was jam packed.
I was
Right.
fine with that.
and it was moving, and it was just like it was hard to follow a little bit because it was moving. There's so much going on, and I think that you don't have the huge. And I might be wrong, but you don't have that huge story arc that was going on in the first one.
So that was Rise of the Villains.
Rise of the Villains.
Feels
This is the second half is Wrath of the Villains.
Correct.
Oh really?
Oh,
They
yeah.
changed it.
It
Okay,
is
cool.
Wrath of the Villains.
Wrath
Rise
of
of the
the
Villains story
Okay, so it's kind
arc.
of a ring. Yeah.
Yes,
Very
It
concluded.
feels like they brought in so many different people.
Yeah. Joker in, Joker out. Firefly in, Firefly out.
Exactly.
Which
Don't even
but-
talk to me about your
But
room.
a lot, the problem with Gotham in the very first season was that it was just bad guy of the week,
Exactly.
right? And it really never got its legs. By the end of the first season, I was kind of done with it. I wasn't really gonna watch it anymore. And then they started to serialize it, and once they did that, it really kind of got some legs. You had storylines that were interwoven, and they kind of jumped into each other from once in a while, and like Barbara was her own storyline altogether, and then she kind of joined the big storyline.
And I
like
think
that.
they pushed the envelope
Yeah.
with Jerome wanting to light all the cheerleaders on fire like that. They
Yes.
really,
I was fine with that because it didn't happen.
yeah.
That's the only reason.
That would have been awful.
That would've been-
That might have been my last episode.
I might have been like,
Yes.
I can't do
Barbecuing
this.
cheerleaders? No. We saved the cheerleader. We saved the world. That was a different show.
By the way, off topic, my favorite Grumpy Geek line ever is "Save the T-shirt, save the world."
I don't even remember saying it.
Grumpy Geek episode 1, I basically laughed while watching my phone. It was fantastic. I
So-
digress.
Our crack research department has.
I can't read the miming that's going on back there.
B.D. Wong of Law and Order fame
I
is
read
going to be
something
playing
different.
Hugo. I told you it was somebody big. You know, it was not a small name that they got to play. So he was awesome in recently in Mr. Robot. Did you see Mr. Robot? Did anybody watch Mr. Robot? He played a transgender character that was just so he was so good at it, and she was the bad guy but she was this quiet bad guy in the corner kind of thing. Only in like 2 episodes or something like that of the I don't know. I think that was a 10 or 13 episode run. The dude is an actor, so I think he's going to be great as Hugo Strange.
So also Jurassic World, because Sam was doing this and I didn't understand what she was doing, but then they spelled it out for me.
Her arms are too long.
I know.
That's why. Like,
She's not a dinosaur
brings
at
it
all.
up.
It's okay. Maybe go to Lord of the Rings.
yes.
Trivial Pursuit, but not this.
Well, because you can hold the card here.
Yeah, exactly.
So once she gets older, that'll be great because you put her little glasses down. She can hold it.
It only makes sense. So we talked about momentum and the pacing a little bit. I think something that's going to ruin the momentum for me is Fish Mooney. I hate that she's coming back. Jada Pinkett Smith. We don't need to have any more with her story. I was good with the ending where it ended.
It shouldn't have even happened.
No.
She was given way too much.
I have to say, I didn't hate her role, but I don't need any more from her.
I loved her role through episode 16 of season 1, right? So after that, they extended it to episode 22 when they got their extension from Fox towards the end of the season. And I was fine with her character. I really liked it. I loved her little mannerisms, everything like that. I
Her
thought that was...
outfits.
She's an unbelievable actress too.
But she ran her
Right.
course.
Jada Pinkett Smith is great. Fish Mooney,
You're
We-
just,
we-
you're just looking for a retweet.
we can be right, exactly.
Oh, here we go.
I am a retweet whore. There's no doubt about it. So it's at Pete Her. Just like them. I'm happy with those. It doesn't even have to be a full retweet. Just like them.
Just like
Don't
Right.
quote it,
But
just like
But when Candace
if we-
Cameron tweets at you, it's nothing.
Cameron who?
Cameras who?
If you're nobody, don't bother retweeting or liking my stuff.
It was
I only
called
care
half
if you're
a
somebody
Hey, guys.
like Susan Sarandon or Alan Hunter. My friends,
Um,
Susan Sarandon or Alan Hunter.
Richard Lewis follows me on Twitter, so
What?
yeah.
Okay.
From
Can you
Curb
hook me-
Your
I don't even-
Enthusiasm.
Can you hook me up there?
Yeah.
Can we be friends too?
We'll have this whole retweet cycle. You'll be a part of it. Yeah. Very
Jason
important.
Alexander of Seinfeld fame tweeted at Lauren, Little Miss Funeral. That was pretty cool.
Wait,
I'm
wait.
really afraid to know what Jason Alexander was tweeting to the funeral director. That's all I'm saying.
There is a good punchline there.
There
However,
is. But it's for Lauren to tell us probably.
well, we saw him in Buffalo, right at Chase. Not Chase.
Fine hands.
Klein Hands. I don't know why I said Chase, because we saw Seinfeld there. And he sang a song about his father who passed away, how he was his everything. And Lauren actually tweeted at him and said how beautiful it was, and actually asked him what the name of the song was, and he said, "Hi, Little Miss," and he tweeted her back, and it was really cute, actually. Very jealous.
That's not a funny story.
I'm sorry, it's not.
It's
What's
like,
the
oh,
lie?
that's one of these
But on
kind
a
of
positive
stories.
note, didn't Mr. Penguin like your picture?
Aha! We
Circling
forgot about
back.
that. Robin Lord Taylor. Thanks, buddy. Buddy.
Buddy.
He thinks he knows Susan Sarandon. Susan who? That's what I thought.
No, Robin Lord Taylor's totally on topic, so
Exactly.
it works out.
And he liked a picture of me as the penguin.
I
So
wish we
basically, he
could
likes
do-
himself.
Accurate.
He's saying we're twins.
I wish we could
That's
do a
how else do you
split
interpret
screen.
that? No other way.
We should do a split screen. You on the left, him here, and compare it.
Yeah,
And we
make
should
that
have
happen.
next
on the show.
time. Stay tuned.
Let's get back to Jason Alexander because I don't care about Robin Lord Taylor. Adam is writing a song for When I Die too. I'm actually writing it, and then he's just going to sing it. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
There won't be a dry eye in this room.
In this room.
In this room?
In this,
Lots of laughter.
In this room, there will not be a dry eye.
So anyway,
When
we're
the
talking about a show called
Grumpy
Gotham.
Geek is dead.
Is that the title?
That's what it's called. The Grumpy Geek is dead.
The grumpy
GGIG.
G-G-I-G.
The grumpy
That
geek had his
sounds like
last
Big
And that,
name,
at
which
that
is
point, he will
dead.
take up the call of the Grumpy Geek.
You
He'll
should
put,
do
he'll
a,
put on the
I'm
glasses.
training him right now.
do a wah 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 face.
That's the end of the song. Sad trombone is the end of the song.
All right,
Grumpy
so
Geek is dead. Wah, wah.
this is the show where we get off topic a lot. It's pretty good. Back to Fish Mooney. I think Jada's pretty good, but I mean, why is she coming back? She didn't want to be a part of it after season
Yeah.
1. That's when my contract's up.
There better be a good reason.
There better be a damn good reason why she's
She
back.
better be best friends with Firefly. Something better happen.
You know, that could just be the Smith snottiness. Like, they didn't ask me yet, so no, my contract's up. There's a little bit of that. I don't know if you've noticed that with Will Smith, and maybe Jada's the same way. Who knows?
I'd rather have Will Smith on the show.
It'd be interesting.
As did I.
Mr. Fish.
Oh, there it is.
That's a good.
He's got it in.
Oh, that's a good
He
tie-in.
definitely has a good one.
We haven't seen anyone become Harley Quinn yet. I know we speculated a little about that. We haven't seen.
Oh, speaking of, what
Okay.
do you think is going to happen with Lee? She went off to be pregnant. Do you think she's going to come back?
I don't know.
No, I mean,
Hey, is that part of the delay here? Do we think
Could be.
the off-screen
She's-
pregnancy?
she's-
Maybe.
She's
In real life,
about-
she is pregnant
She's
or
about
was
a month
pregnant.
away, I think.
Okay,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Who knows when the
I'd
baby
never
was
even
born.
considered that.
I didn't either.
That
But
may be part of it.
But, not for nothing, here's the thing. That break, they were shooting for this. So unless that baby happened already, and I don't think
The
it did.
baby did not happen.
Valona's on top of that. She knows.
I do love Ben McKenzie, so this is kind of
Very big crush. Yes. Well, they're not married,
Wait,
so you
what-
never know.
yeah. You never know.
So she must have gotten pregnant before or after Deadpool was filmed, right?
It would have been after. Had to be.
It had to be. Like, there was nothing pregnant about Vanessa.
Yeah, which loved her in Deadpool, by the way. I thought she was a great fit. That's an interesting line of
It's
thinking.
her new niche, superhero.
I'm not a huge DC guy, but here's the question: Is that character, is Lee from
No.
canon? Was that made up for the show, or
I could be wrong on this. I believe she's made up for Gotham.
okay?
Like I said, I could be wrong. She may also evolve into someone else. She was my original thought to be Harley Quinn, and I wrote a theory on it at thegeekiverse.com, which at the time I really believed. Now I don't know because I've seen a whole another half season. So there could be a lot going on there. So we're seeing Fish Mooney come back. We're going to see Jerome come back.
We better. If not, do you remember the part in the show where he died and all his little minions were rising up and being evil, and then they kind of disappeared? I hope they all rise back
When you
up.
said minions, I was just thinking of Despicable Me.
They were
Kamaga!
all of them were yellow and they had goggles.
I think he's dead.
I think he's
He's-
dead.
I do too.
I think he's dead. I
but
think
his legacy.
yeah. Well, his legacy's there. Like there was even lines about that.
But are we gonna
Yeah.
have a single Joker, or is it just gonna be all these other crazy people?
No, it'll be
I
a
want
Joker.
the-
I would put money on.
And I would be willing to bet that that is not a timeline that we visit this season.
I don't think so either.
Oh,
I
I
think
think we visited our sort of Joker timeline this season, and the kid was fantastic. And I think we're moving on to other stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things to cover, a lot of things available to cover. I don't think the Joker, and quite honestly, I think that Harley Quinn's time to shine is in the Suicide Squad. So I don't think you're going to see her this season or anything like that either. I think they'll stick to people who are not in that core group of things. I think you're Mr. Freeze and Hugo Strange and some of the established characters. Maybe we find out what happened to Barbara, because that's a deal. I mean, I'm actually wondering if that is not the Barbara who turns into Barbara Gordon. We'll see.
we talked about that.
I just see no way back to that.
So I rewatched episode 6 of the Geekiverse show, honestly, to prepare for this, to see where we left off a little bit. You, from the beginning, said you thought that was Jim Gordon's wife, Barbara.
I did from the very beginning. I absolutely assumed.
I did until a few episodes through season 1, and I quickly thought that they were either like that was her and they were taking her in a new direction, or that it's just a Barbara. I know that sounds funny to say, but I don't think it's tied into what the preconceived notions are.
You could lose me in this show.
I think they initially maybe thought of using her as Barbara Gordon, because why else would they name Jim Gordon's girlfriend Barbara?
To throw people off, because Jerome was going to be the Joker.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
But here's the thing, that show might completely lose me if he's just like, oh, you killed your parents, no big deal. We'll get over that.
Okay, I thought you were going to go
You know what
in
I
an
mean?
opposite
Like,
direction with your
she's-
statement there.
She's a murderer. She's a lunatic. Like, I don't see any way that you just erase that. So he's like, yeah, we can get married now. No, don't worry about it. Like,
He's got to find a way to meet her in the middle. Am I right? Like, he's got to get crazy. He's dark. We've seen flashes of it. He'll kill or not kill to save someone, and that pushed him over the edge a little bit. I think we'll get more of his dark side coming up, but I don't.
dark side is one thing.
I agree.
Full goose bozo, that's another thing. And
Full goose bozo.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that. I don't. Like, and again, that might be something that loses me on the show. Like, if he turns into a raving lunatic,
I'm still gonna tune in.
Speaking
yeah,
of turning,
I might be done.
speaking of raving lunatics, what do you think's gonna happen to Enigma in this segment?
He is my most intriguing character.
And I think you're because you kind of lost a little bit of him. Like he kind of got lost in the shuffle because he wasn't part of the villains that were rising as much.
He was
So I think that we get back to him now as well.
My prediction is that he builds up his arc a little bit more, like we saw at the second half of the first season where he actually kills, what's her name's boyfriend?
Pringle.
Oh,
Chris Kringle.
Miss Kringle.
Miss Kringle.
Donahue?
Chris Kringle.
No, I think I just made that up.
It was close
her
to that. It was
boyfriend.
Donahue, something like that.
That
That was
was big.
awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I think that
And she was just completely, oh, well, where'd he go? Like, really? He's been missing for months.
there was
What are
no
you
follow
doing?
up with that.
No.
Eventually, some of this is going to catch up to Edward Nygma here. I think at the end of this season, you're going to see another leap, like you saw at the end of season 1, where it was like, okay, he's taking the next level. Okay, now at the end of season 2, what's he going to do to take another level? I think he's already on the slippery slope, but it's kind of taking its course a
I
little
wish
bit.
I knew what the ratings were looking like right now. I wish I knew whether because that was, if you break it up into 2 seasons per year,
Mm-hmm.
before the break and after the break, right?
Which I would argue they didn't do last year
Right. There was no need to do it last year.
because they only thought they were
Because
getting
they
16.
didn't, right? They didn't serialize it as much. It was a week to week show, but we've gotten through this season, and it was by far the best. It was by far the best. The third installment, I guess, was the best. So,
If you can hear that, there's a phone going off. It's hilarious right now. It's okay. Sam was the first person to swear. Now she's the first person to have her phone go off. Well, damn it, Sam. You and your T-Rex arms.
it's a rabble rouser, that one.
She's just taking us to a new level.
I'm telling you.
Blue for real.
She's changed the show forever.
She's
That and Deadpool, because there's no fourth wall here at all anymore. We just talk to the production staff over there.
like they're here.
She's changed our lives forever.
Duke's
Thank
drawn
you, Sam.
pictures and
Sam, we
stuff
heart
on
you.
the
It's all
yellow
good.
pads.
Aren't you?
I
I don't know what I attribute it to. Is it like Sam, or is it a case and a half of beer? Ginger 2.0 over there, kicking over the case.
Ginger 2.0.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Hey, Bruder, you suck, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah! Bruder sucks!
Oh no.
Kind of love you, but sometimes I hate you. It's all right, buddy. I love you. With this, we are going to find out. Well, we've been told that we're going to find out Bruce's parents' killers. Do you think we're really going to find out, or are we just? I am so skeptical on everything with the show because of Jerome. I'm just like, yeah right. What do you guys think, ladies? before Grumpy. What?
They can't do it because
Isn't that the show?
they can't do it exactly.
The
What's
lead
there
up
to
to
do
that?
after
What would
that?
be his purpose?
Yeah.
If he found out.
But that's
Well,
a
avenging
good
him,
point
I
though, because
suppose.
Bruce doesn't really have much of a purpose.
I think that's his
Arguably.
motivation for
Yeah.
for becoming what he eventually becomes.
But as of now, we focus on the villains, and he's just kind of there. So
I think that will just stay stagnant. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with that.
yeah. Because
He's not going to be sewing
mean-
up his cape anytime soon, you don't think?
No, I think we maybe get a glimpse of that in
Episode
Season 3.
final.
there's been teasers. You
Will there
know.
be Batman in Gotham?
How
in
long
the
do you
show?
think the show is going to go?
I don't know. That's why I asked what if anybody knew about the ratings, because it's always been on the bubble. Like
Correct.
there are people who just hate it,
Mhm.
and I understand why they hate it.
It doesn't matter though if they watch it.
True, but I don't think they are. Like it was on the verge of being canceled at the end of last season.
Then how can they hate
And
it?
people are funny that way.
This is some internet crap.
I mean, people get grumpy about things. I've seen it.
So have I.
I don't know. You know, it's one of those shows that I feel like is going to be perpetually on the bubble.
I want this show to go like, I say this now, 5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to go, if it gets a 3, a 4, a 5.
I don't know if it's got 5 or 6 seasons in it.
We're at season 4 of Arrow? 5?
Different thing though.
Okay, fair enough.
And the reason it's a different
I
thing
think Gotham
is
is much more
because
appeal.
on day number 1, Oliver was Arrow, right? So now at some point in time, Bruce is growing up. You know, the
It's a
kid-
young kid we're watching here,
right?
too.
And he's less of a young kid this year than he was last year. I mean, it's
I think they have a long leash in terms of his growth. I'm not saying ratings. I'm saying in terms of if this show is popular, how much they can keep going. I think they can go a while because there's so many villains for Batman as fast as they're burning them up.
yeah. But I think that I think that these kind of prequel series get old. I do. I think Smallville got old. I think that
How long did that go though?
I don't know.
That went a while.
I thought it was
Not-
like 10.
You would.
Was it 10?
It was-
didn't see it.
10
I think it was close. I don't know about 10.
Well, the research department's on it.
It was on us.
That was not a show I got into, so I don't know much about it. I think that at some point in time, it's like you just can't have Gotham City without Batman.
I
That's
think
what I
it's
feel like.
intriguing enough with Jim Gordon at the time being because
He's the hero.
I don't even. I don't even think of Batman.
Are these the ratings?
Yeah. So we're looking at some ratings here. Glasses
Okay,
are
so-
coming out.
Glasses are on.
Confirmation: Smallville went for 10 seasons.
But in the
I win.
meantime, there was teasers kind of that Bruce might find out the killers. You know, when he was negotiating with Gallivan, we really thought that might have been an exchange. You know,
Let's stop you there. Do you think Gallivan had the answer?
that's a really
He
good
could have been
question.
completely.
I think he was full of
fooling
crap.
us.
Yeah, he could have completed, but it's still, you know, it might have been
We'll never
build
know.
up. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know with him. See, with him, I'm so happy how his course ran too, and I was hoping that that's where they were going to leave Fish. Now let's introduce someone else, right?
Yeah.
Because Theo Gallivan is relatively unknown, and the way his character came about, I think, was pretty awesome. I mean, you got sick of him towards the end, but that was the point, right? You like him at first, he's intriguing, and then you hate him, and you want him dead. You want an umbrella shoved down his throat. Pete.
It's only doing 4.5 million viewers.
Yeah, that's very
Sup-
bubble.
Supergirl's 8.03 million.
Okay. Do you think that has anything to do with CBS versus Fox?
Ooh,
Could be.
Supergirl's not
You
even
get a little
that
farther
good.
down. I mean, Minority Report, 2.2. And
Oh, gosh.
It got canceled,
Oh.
so it's
It is very bubble.
yeah.
I find that incredibly odd because
NCIS LA, 7.5.
my thought is Batman is, it's not Batman, it's Gotham, I get that, but that is like the property for DC. If you want to know one hero's background, I know it's been done to death in origin stories, but there's something about the show to me. I don't know. And maybe it's that intangible that'll keep it going.
Well, there's, for a geek, there's so many beautiful things about it. It's visually spectacular. I've said that a million times.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, visually spectacular. The
do a
costumes,
really good job,
the
yeah.
scenery,
Those shots,
visually spectacular.
the pans from in between scenes to the city are gorgeous.
yeah,
My
I mean,
goodness.
it's
It's 2
from a-
seconds, but still.
right. But it's a good looking thing. It's well lit. It's it's got a nice score behind it. It's good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a different kind of Gotham, and it's on at 8:00. It's violent, and that's the wrong time slot for a show like that. Like that's parents are sending their kids. They're not wanting their kids. It's like hey, let's take our kid to see Deadpool. What could go wrong with that?
Brilliant!
Same thing. Why is Gotham on at 8 o'clock? That should be a 10 o'clock show because it is gory, violent.
And Deadpool
So,
should be on
and
11 o'clock
that
show.
will
Yeah.
That's a show I want to see. Deadpool.
after Conan O'Brien. You know, I mean, it's just that could hurt it being
Yeah.
in the time slot that it's in.
So
And it's up against Supergirl now, and she's
I
adorbs.
don't like that show at
Oh,
all.
I'm so sorry. Thanks for coming.
I
That's a whole
don't
nother
care about it.
topic.
I want
I
to.
don't like it.
I love
I
it.
How
tried.
new is Supergirl?
It was first season. So
That might be a little bit of
But
it.
Gotham
The hype
wouldn't
is
have.
higher.
I don't believe it would have been where Supergirl is in Gotham's first season because it was rumored to be canceled so many times, and
it wasn't good in its first season.
It was good.
I
Gotham
didn't
was
think
good.
So. Yeah, I didn't think
For
so.
sure, it was good.
Gotham was really
Yeah,
good.
I didn't think
Like,
so. It never got its legs for me. You know, it was.
So what brought you back to season 2? Because I think season 2 has been awesome. I think season 1 was good.
I thought season 1 was adequate.
So what kept you coming back?
I don't know, because it's Gotham. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like,
that-
because like
Novelty.
there was one day
You don't know.
that this guy I know was like, "Hey, let's start a pop culture blog and website and shit, and we'll be awesome at it." And then I was like, "Okay, here I am." So now I
I
gotta
need to
watch
meet
all
this
this
guy. He
stuff.
sounds like a freaking awesome guy.
This
Uh,
is Jerry
he's not the
Seinfeld.
dumbest guy I know. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is I
What's
watch
up with that?
I watch stuff that I wouldn't necessarily watch because of this, because of what we're doing here.
I'm in the same boat with Flash.
I like Flash a lot. You know,
I think it's okay.
Those-
I watch it
those
because
are
I'm a
like-
geek.
I
Okay?
like the CW stuff. I
I'll
do.
admit it.
So,
I'm the
Well-
opposite. I can't
Legends of Tomorrow.
I can't-
not so good.
I can't get hooked on CW, and Gotham has been. I don't know.
Maybe you have a violent side we just don't know about.
No, that's ridiculous.
popped
Lauren's not here to ask,
Can
so.
you see outside after this?
One time when I was a kid, he popped my arm out of its socket. So.
Oh my God, you guys have the same last name. I forgot.
What?
I've never
Nope.
met her in my life. I don't know.
I made that up. It didn't happen.
She's full of crap.
So you're gonna dress up like Enigma this year for Halloween?
Maybe.
You got the same hair-ish.
That'd be good.
Ish.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's very
It
Clark
works.
Kent looking too.
I was going.
You've got options.
So many
I've
options.
done, I've done Clark Kent. I've done Joker. I was going to be Bruce Wayne from Gotham.
From Gotham.
You can be.
I couldn't keep a straight face when I said
You're
that.
gonna have to shave because he's 10.
I can do the peach fuzz. We might need Pavlok for that. Pavlok, can you do this? Okay. So,
All right.
going
We
in.
all dress up as the Gotham
We can
cast.
That'd be fun.
I'll be
We're the
Lily, I
mall
have
of
dark hair.
Geekiverse. We can do
Grumpy
whatever we
don't
want.
dress.
Grumpy can be Alfred.
Grumpy don't dress.
That'd be good.
We can be
Oh,
all-
guess what,
Awesome
Grumpy?
British
This year you're dressing up. So, what do you want to see wrapping up here, going into the second half? What's going to keep this exciting for you? What is going to make this a turnoff for you? Do you want to know Bruce's outcome? I'm going to start with you.
Why?
Because I usually end with you because it's Grumpy, but I'm going to go on a sliding scale up this time.
I really, the thing that I'm hanging on is where's Barbara?
That's true. Where
That's
is
where
she?
I'm hanging on.
Where'd she go?
Where's Stabby Babs?
Did you make that up or
no,
did you see it
oh
somewhere?
no, she was tweeting that.
Where'd she
Oh.
come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Jimbo.
No, don't call me that. Okay.
Her name is Jamie, which is kind of like James, which is basically Jimbo, so not that far off.
Do you see the leap
Jimbo
here?
Jingles.
Okay, I'm curious to see what happens with Enigma. He's one of my favorites. And Oswald Cobblepot is always my favorite, so I just got my
We had a
pop
text
bottle
about
with
him. I love Oswald Cobblepot.
Me too.
Yeah, I want to know who he gets revenge on next.
He's got no one left. Oh, Fish. That's right.
Oh,
That's
maybe
the
that's
storyline
why
there.
they need her.
Burr brought her back. We got nothing for the penguin to do.
Oh, we got Theo Galavan!
Shoot.
Damn it. Like I said, spoiler alert, Batman Arkham City. Don't watch. Okay, so at the end of that, they kill the Joker off. And it's like, to me, it's like Jerome. It's like, come on, you wasted such a talent in Cameron Monaghan. But, okay, Valona, what do you want to see here?
Yeah, I want to see who Penguin seeks revenge upon again.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to see the rivalry?
Yeah, I want more rivalry.
Do you want
maybe.
Fish?
Definitely not.
Okay.
But maybe.
Damn straight.
Put in my. No. Do you think there might? Well, let's not pose it as a question. I kind of want a little bit more mobby.
Like season 1.
A little bit. Just
Okay.
a little bit.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
Season 1 was
Yeah,
too
no,
much of it.
I think that.
You never know.
I think that
Could be
was
up
the
for
arc.
us.
And
They
they just
kind of
forgot to
sewed
title
that
it.
up, too.
Yeah.
Where this is Wrath of the Villains now. I loved the Rise of the Villains. I thought that was a great season within a season. I don't want to see Bruce find out his parents' killers because I think that kills a big part of the show. And I could be wrong.
That's really gonna doom the show then.
Lucius Fox. I want to see more Lucius Fox too.
Yes.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Yes. And he's Nigma's rival.
Yeah.
Right? That scene at the end of the finale was fantastic where...
More gadgets would be fun.
Okay.
Even though he's not really Batman yet.
So who's using these gadgets? Maybe Jim?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
So we've barely talked about Jim. I want to kind of see where he's going. I want to see where Lee is or has gone or is missed. I don't know where she is. I don't know where her arc is going with it, and I'm excited about it. And I love her character. She's great in Deadpool. I thought she was very good in Deadpool. She's a good-looking person, by the way. But anyway, there's a lot going on there. I would
She was good in
love.
Firefly.
What's that?
She was good in Firefly.
Yes.
And Serenity.
And
We're
we're getting thumbs up from the crowd. Actually just other Geekiverse cast members, but still a crowd. Am I right? We have an audience now. It's great. Anyway, I have too many questions. I could probably sit here all day. I would love to see a little bit more of the tip off for the Joker. Maybe point us in the direction there. I'd love to see a little bit of possibly a Harley Quinn. We're going to see Mr. Freeze. We're going to see Hugo Strange. I think there's a lot packed into this, and it's going to be exciting. I don't think we're going to be let down. You might be let down. You're always the one I'm worried about.
Somebody,
I'm worried about you.
don't worry
job,
about
I worry about you,
it.
Gigi.
Don't worry
Gigi.
about it.
Gigi.
I can just go back and watch the first half of season 2 over and over and over.
Or you could watch, to make you feel better, George Clooney's Batman.
That'll do it for me. We're all done here because this thing has just gone off the rails.
It's not going off the rails. Anytime we bring up Gene or Brunner, it is still on the rails. So, for that being said, where can we find you on Twitter?
At Peter.
Is that a silent R?
The
Okay.
second one was silent. You
Jimbo!
can look for my tweets right under Susan Sarandon's and Alan Hunter from MTV.
He has to explain the second one.
I'm surprised he doesn't have sunglasses
There was no
on right
music
now.
on MTV by the time you guys were all born.
Come again? MT what?
Uh-huh.
Jimbo!
At Jamie Lynn Leroy.
Valona!
At Russian Roulette.
Fantastic. I'm at Josiah D. Leroy. That's pretty easy. So, we have an event coming up March 8th. It's not Laser Tag, it's Laser Team. We're very excited to see that, or Laser Time, depending on what a beta says. But Laser Team, the movie, we are bringing to Buffalo, New York. It's going to be at Flicks in Lancaster. Please buy your tickets ASAP because we have to fill a certain quota before the show occurs so that it happens. We're going to film a live version of the Geekiverse show as well. So you could be on that. You could ask a question. You could make fun of the Grumpy Geek because that's what we do every single day. But for...
Bring it.
It's not that hard. For Pete, Jimbo, the Russian Roulette, I'm Josiah Leroy, and we are out. Thanks for watching.
Go to the Geekiverse.com. It's painless.